Okay, today I'm going to make barbecue sauce. I love to barbecue, and I love my barbecue sauce. And the worst thing I hate is running out of barbecue sauce halfway through cooking something. So today we're going to make barbecue sauce in bulk. And what I'm going to do, well, I'm going to put the list of ingredients and all that in the description box below, but we're going to start out with some onions, bell peppers, jalapenos, approximately a gallon of tomato sauce, a little bit of tomato paste, some ketchup, some sugar, and molasses. Of course, a lot of people like to buy that pre-made brown sugar, but if you've got plain sugar and some molasses, you can make your own brown sugar. So if you've got brown sugar, cut back a little bit on the molasses. If not, just follow this recipe. Okay, and then we're going to go with garlic. I prefer to use fresh garlic, but I forgot to pick some up at the store, so I'm just going to use garlic powder. Some Worcester, well, Leon Parents, whatever they call that stuff. Some brown sugar. Now, I like to use a good quality of brown sugar, or brown mustard, brown mustard. You can use whatever you like, but I prefer the brown sugar over yellow sugar, or I prefer the brown mustard over the yellow mustard. Just my own personal taste. And then we're going to use some apple cider vinegar, good quality apple cider vinegar, some pepper. You can use either or you can combine. I like to combine the lemon juice and the lime juice. And then we're going to have some little bit of hot sauce, and then at the very end we're going to add some liquid smoke. So I can't do all this. I don't have my tripod here, but we're going to chop up these here veggies. Just do a rough chop, and then we're going to put them in the blender, and we're going to just puree this stuff, and then we're going to put this all together. So let's get started here. I'll be back with you when I get this all pureed up here and start putting this stuff in the pot. Okay, we're back. I got all these vegetables pureed up and put in a stock pot here, and you can see this is just a lot of soupiness to it. We got to evaporate most of that out of there. And now I did put a few tablespoons of bacon grease in here just to keep it burning, or just to keep it from burning and sticking to the bottom of the pot. But even if it does stick to the bottom of the pot, it's okay, because it'll deglaze after a while anyhow. So we're gonna cook this down for as long as it takes. It's going to take probably a good hour over a probably medium heat, and we're going to stir this about every 10 minutes or so, and make sure that get all this liquid evaporated out of it, and then we'll come back and we'll go to the next step. So we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, we've been simmering for an hour and 20 minutes here, and it's still got some liquid left to simmer out of it, but it's getting there. It's not as soupy as it was when it first began, that's for sure, but we've still got a ways to go yet, and going to just take some time to get this the way I want it. You know, a good sauce is only as good as what you put into it. So we'll come back here in a little bit and show you a little bit more. Okay, folks, this is steamed down about as far as I need it to be. It's not running back together, so most of the liquid is evaporated out of it. So now is the time to, well, if I was adding fresh garlic, now would be the time to put that in there. And then I'd let it cook for about 1 more minute, because you don't want to overcook that garlic. Otherwise it'll start getting bitter. So, but seeing that I'm going to be using garlic powder, you know, I won't have to cook it for another minute after I add that. But the important thing is, once you add an ingredient, make sure you stir it in real good before you start adding another ingredient. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in our tomato sauce, tomato paste, and the ketchup. And of course, after I add this tomato sauce, I'm going to stir it, and then I'll add the either the ketchup or the tomato paste, and then I'll stir it again. So we'll be back when I get that put in there. Okay, we've got the tomato products put in there, and it's still looking awfully red, but that'll change once we start adding the other stuff here. So I'll go ahead and start adding in this other stuff and bring this up to a simmer again, and we'll let it simmer for a while. We'll be back in a bit. Okay, we've got everything in here except for the liquid smoke, and it's all stirred in, and it's looking like barbecue sauce, it's smelling like barbecue sauce, and it even tastes like barbecue sauce. Wow, what a concept. But we're gonna let this simmer for about an hour, and we'll come back and see what it looks like and tastes like. I'm going to cover this thing loosely, not all the way, because you still want a lot of that water to evaporate out of there, and that'll just concentrate that sauce just that much more. But if I don't cover it, it's going to spit that stuff all over the place, and I really don't feel like cleaning barbecue sauce off my ceiling. So we'll come back in a little bit and see how this is doing. So we'll be back then. Alright. Okay, this has been simmering for a little over an hour, and it's coming along and looking real good, smelling real good, and it's about the right consistency. I gave it a little bit of a taste test, and I'm satisfied with the way it tastes. It's not real sweet. It's a little bit tangy, and it's a little bit spicy, but it's not real spicy. And if you make this, you can add and subtract whatever you want to fit your own taste. I'm not saying that you got to follow this recipe to a T. So you just fix it the way you like it. And now that it's been boiling or simmering for about an hour, I went ahead and I shut the burner off, and now it's the time to add the liquid smoke, and we'll move it off the heat here and let it cool down and let those flavors just meld together. So that's it. That's how I make my barbecue sauce in bulk. And is it the best barbecue sauce there is? If it ain't, it ought to be. So we'll see you all later. I'll probably do a video on how I can this up. So, but I'll go ahead and get this uploaded now. So, thanks for watching, everybody. God bless.